love the Eagles as much as we do, then hit that subscribe button and stick with us at Eagles Nest News for all the drama, updates, and hype all season long. The rumor mill in the NFL world has exploded with excitement as Kendrick Bourne himself confirmed his arrival to the Philadelphia Eagles, and the buzz surrounding this move is already shaping up to be one of the most discussed stories of the season. Bourne, known for his infectious energy on and off the field, has built a reputation as a receiver who thrives on emotion and determination, often injecting momentum into his team at crucial moments. Now, with the Eagles already boasting one of the most balanced rosters in the league, his addition brings another layer of intrigue to a team that is chasing consistency after moments of brilliance and frustration in recent seasons. Fans in Philadelphia are both thrilled and curious, wondering exactly how Bourne will be integrated into an offensive scheme that already has weapons across the field, particularly with A.J. Brown and Devonta Smith commanding attention as primary targets. The Eagles' offense has been explosive when operating at its best, but critics often point out the need for a steady presence in clutch situations, and Bourne's knack for clutch catches could be the missing piece that unlocks another level. The arrival of Bourne is not just about statistics, but about personality, grit, and what he represents in the locker room. For years, he has been considered one of the most vibrant personalities in the NFL, celebrated by teammates for his work ethic and ability to keep morale high, even during difficult stretches. In Philadelphia, where the fan base is notoriously passionate and demands nothing less than relentless effort, Bourne's personality could be the perfect fit. The Eagles' coaching staff has been emphasizing the importance of chemistry and mental toughness, particularly after the ups and downs of their recent playoff runs. With Bourne stepping into the picture, there is speculation about whether he will serve not only as an additional receiving option, but also as a tone setter during practices and games. Observers are already drawing parallels between his arrival and past mid-level acquisitions that proved transformative, not because they were the stars, but because they brought balance and reliability when it mattered most. It is this intangible quality that makes Bourne's confirmation with the Eagles such a compelling storyline. At the heart of this story is the dynamic that Bourne will create within the Eagles' offensive unit. Jalen Hurts has developed into one of the most electrifying quarterbacks in the league, capable of making plays with both his arm and his legs. But even the best quarterbacks benefit from dependable targets who can find space in difficult coverage situations. Bourne has made a career out of being that type of receiver, capable of thriving in the middle of the field, running precise routes, and providing an outlet when defenses focus too heavily on star receivers. If Bourne can establish a strong connection with Hurts early in the season, it could open up even more opportunities for the Eagles' high-powered offense, forcing defenses to spread their attention thin across multiple threats. The addition of Bourne also raises questions about how the Eagles will utilize their depth at wide receiver, and whether his presence might shift the roles of other players in the rotation. All of this fuels anticipation as training camp approaches and fans eagerly await their first glimpse of Bourne in green. There's also the business side of this story, which cannot be ignored. Bourne confirming his arrival to Philadelphia hints at the Eagles' front office, making yet another calculated move to maximize their competitive window. With a roster already stacked in several key positions, this addition is less about a desperate need and more about adding another layer of security and versatility. General Manager Howie Roseman has built a reputation for pulling off strategic acquisitions that strengthen the team in subtle but impactful ways, and this one could prove no different. While star power grabs headlines, it's often the role players who make the decisive difference in January football, when margins are razor thin and every possession counts. Bourne's contract details may not yet be fully revealed, but his decision to confirm the move signals confidence in both the Eagles' vision and his own role within it. Philadelphia has seen plenty of big-name arrivals over the years, but sometimes it is the understated additions that resonate most deeply with fans, especially when those players demonstrate grit and fight that aligns with the city's identity. The emotional side of this development is already sparking conversations on social media, with fans posting clips of Bourne's past highlights and imagining how those moments might translate in an Eagles uniform. There is a sense of electricity that comes whenever a player embraces the Philadelphia culture, and Bourne's history suggests he is not afraid of big stages or passionate crowds. The Eagles fan base, known for its intensity and unforgiving standards, tends to rally behind players who wear their hearts on their sleeves and play with visible effort. Bourne checks all of those boxes, which explains why the buzz around his arrival feels louder than expected for a player who, on paper, might be seen as a complimentary piece rather than a headliner. This speaks to the narrative power of the NFL, where stories are written not just on the field, but in the emotional connections between athletes and the communities they represent. For Bourne, this is not just a fresh start, but a chance to embed himself into one of the most passionate sports cities in America, and the response so far suggests he is already being embraced. From a tactical perspective, coaches and analysts are already speculating about the specific ways in which Bourne could be used. His versatility makes him a candidate for slot work, quick-hitting routes, and situational plays where the defense is stretched thin. While A.J. Brown thrives on physicality and vertical threats, and Devonta Smith dazzles with precision and finesse, Bourne provides a more rugged, dependable presence that can complement both styles. This balance could make the Eagles' passing game one of the most unpredictable in the league, particularly when paired with a strong running game and Hurts' mobility. The idea of Bourne converting third downs, extending drives, and providing a steady target in red zone scenarios excites those who view football as a chess match of small advantages. If this integration works, as many expect, Bourne's name could quickly go from rumor buzz to one of the key talking points of the Eagles' offensive narrative in the coming months. His confirmation of the move has only intensified speculation, making the wait for actual game action feel even longer for a fanbase hungry to see results. The whispers around Kendrick Bourne's confirmation with the Eagles are not just centered on his football skills, but on the ripple effect this move might have across the NFC. Rivals are already taking note, aware that Philadelphia has a tendency to make small yet meaningful adjustments that shift the balance in their favor when the postseason approaches. Bourne has played in big games before, and his ability to deliver in high-pressure situations could give the Eagles an added edge against the league's toughest defenses. For teams like the Cowboys, 49ers, and even the Lions, this addition means one more offensive weapon to game plan against, one more receiver who can't be ignored on third down. That level of preparation forces defenses into uncomfortable positions, spreading their resources thinner than they might like. The Eagles were already a difficult matchup because of their dynamic quarterback and talented receiving core. But now, with Bourne in the mix, the offensive picture feels even more versatile. The rumor has therefore evolved from being just about a player arriving to a wider conversation about how the Eagles are once again ahead of the curve in their roster-building philosophy, always adding layers to stay unpredictable. For Eagles fans, however, this story is much more personal. They remember seasons where Philadelphia had star players but lacked depth, and games would slip away simply because the offense ran out of reliable options. Bourne's arrival feels like insurance against those frustrating scenarios where one injury or one defensive adjustment could stall the entire playbook. His confirmation is being celebrated not as a blockbuster move, but as a reassurance that the team is thinking long-term, focusing on building a roster capable of withstanding the grind of a long season. It is also sparking nostalgia, as fans recall previous players who came into Philadelphia not as stars, but as hard-working contributors who eventually earned cult hero status. Bourne has the personality to become one of those figures, someone who may not put up the most eye-popping numbers, but who wins respect for doing the dirty work and shining when the moment requires it. In a city that values grit and effort above all else, this kind of player can quickly become a fan favorite, and Bourne's confirmation already carries that promise. Inside the Eagles' locker room, the reaction is equally fascinating. Established stars like A.J. Brown and Devonta Smith are secure in their roles, but every new addition changes the rhythm of how an offense operates. Bourne brings competition, and competition breeds improvement, especially when everyone is fighting for touches in a system designed to spread the ball around. Some insiders believe Bourne could become the safety valve for Hurts, a player who builds trust by consistently being in the right spot and catching the tough passes. That kind of reliability could relieve pressure from the top receivers and create opportunities for others to shine. For the younger wideouts on the roster, Bourne represents a model of consistency, a veteran presence who has earned his way through hard work and determination. These dynamics often go unnoticed by fans, but are critical in shaping a team's identity over the course of a season. The rumor of Bourne's arrival has sparked debates not only about plays and stats, but about leadership and the less visible qualities that define a winning culture. That is why this story feels bigger than just another free agent signing. It touches the very fabric of team chemistry. Before we continue, don't forget to subscribe to our channel and give this video a like. Your support helps us keep delivering the latest updates on our Philadelphia Eagles. And don't be shy. Share your thoughts on the news in the comments below. Speculation also surrounds how head coach Nick Sirianni plans to incorporate Bourne into his offensive play calling. Sirianni has shown a willingness to be creative, adapting to his players' strengths rather than forcing them into rigid roles, and Bourne's skill set provides plenty of options. Analysts are imagining scenarios where Bourne lines up in motion, creating mismatches against linebackers or drawing safeties away from the deep threats. Others envision him being heavily utilized in quick pass sequences designed to maintain tempo and wear down defenses. Whatever the exact plan, the beauty of Bourne's game lies in his flexibility, his ability to adjust mid-route and turn broken plays into positive gains. For a quarterback like Hurts, who thrives on improvisation, having such a target could be invaluable. Fans are already dreaming of the combinations, the unpredictable schemes, and the highlight reels that might emerge from this partnership. The Eagles' offense was already dangerous. Now, with Bourne confirming his presence, it feels like another dimension has been unlocked, one that will keep opponents guessing from the first snap to the final whistle. What makes this entire saga even more compelling is the human side of Bourne's journey. He has often been described as an underdog, someone who was never supposed to make it this far in the league, but who did so through sheer determination and passion for the game. In Philadelphia, stories like that resonate deeply because the city itself identifies with the underdog's spirit. Bourne's confirmation of his arrival is being celebrated as much for the narrative as for the football implications, as fans see in him a reflection of the toughness they pride themselves on. There's an expectation that he will not only contribute on the field, but also embody the resilience that has defined some of the most beloved Eagles players in history. Social media is buzzing with posts highlighting his personality, his celebrations, and his relentless energy, all of which feel tailor-made for the Philadelphia environment. This emotional connection may be just as important as the touchdowns or receptions he produces, because in this city, love for a player comes not only from performance, but from authenticity and attitude. Bourne, by confirming his arrival, has already begun winning hearts before even stepping onto the field. Ultimately, the buzz around Kendrick Bourne joining the Eagles is more than a rumor. It's the spark of a storyline that could shape the team's season in unexpected ways. Philadelphia thrives on narratives, on building energy from both triumphs and controversies, and this move has added a fresh chapter to the ongoing saga of a team that always keeps its fans on edge. Whether Bourne becomes a key contributor statistically or a cultural catalyst who lifts the locker room, his presence is guaranteed to matter. The Eagles have been chasing the elusive balance between talent and cohesion, and Bourne's arrival might be the piece that tips the scales. Every offseason move carries risk, but this one feels like a calculated gamble with significant upside. As training camp looms and the first games draw nearer, excitement will only grow, with every practice report and preseason snaps scrutinized by a fan base that lives and breathes football. For now, all anyone can do is speculate, dream, and debate, but one thing is undeniable. Kendrick Bourne confirming his arrival has already changed the conversation in Philadelphia, and the echoes of this rumor will continue to reverberate well into the season. That's it for this update. If you enjoyed the video and want to stay updated with exclusive news about our Philadelphia Eagles, be sure to subscribe to our channel and hit that like button. We can't wait to hear your thoughts in the comments. See you in the next video.